Yes, sir. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let's get ready to rumble. Hey, this is my last Raiders content creator for the week. I saved the best for last. So we're gonna see what type of energy, what type of fire and passion you bring to the nation, Eagles Nation. I don't care
Oh
about no
no.
Raiders Nation.
No.
Hey, it's Eagles Nation. All right. You are
It was
my guest. You are in my nation right now. So let's bring it. Let's get it on.
all right. Well, we can talk about nations all you want, but ours was a nation 40 years before yours was.
It is what it is. Well, we stole
But
it
you can
over. Hey,
fly all you want. Eagles fly, Eagles fly.
hey, what? Look, the Eagles are American bird, right? American
Yes.
bird is the eagle. So we should be an American team. We are a nation. We're the U.S. team, USA team right here.
We're
Anyway,
the
hey,
we're the outcasts and we prefer it that way. So it's
and
okay.
and y'all gonna stay that way this upcoming Sunday too because we're gonna beat that ass. So let's get into it. Let's get into it. So hey, tell me a little bit about you. Let them know how long you've been a Raiders fan and what are you working on and stuff.
Well, I have been a Raiders fan since I was born. I'm pretty sure if they had Raiders onesies back then, they probably would have brought me home in one, but I don't think that was a thing in the time. But I started writing for football, started writing for Fansided about 5 years ago,
Uh-huh.
got into podcasting about a year later, and that's pretty much, yeah, I've been doing it ever since.
So like, all right. So what is your podcast called and where they could find you at?
Ladies of Darkness. You can find us on Twitter at Ladies of Darkness or Facebook at Ladies of Darkness. And I think we have an Instagram account. We have somebody who does all that stuff for us. We have a producer.
Lucky
Um,
man. So I'm trying to
yeah.
find me a producer. So if you know anyone that want to produce for the Eagles, let me know. Send them my way, and they could produce
Okay.
for me. All right.
She
All
she
right.
she doesn't charge a real high fee, so I can
Hey, look,
ask her
it's
if she's
all
been.
good. It's all good. So, hey, let's talk about the Raiders. How surprised are you there? As matter of fact, and before we go surprise, what was your preseason prediction? First 6 games in, or for the whole year, what would the record be?
I have to tell you, I don't do predictions. I don't do.
You don't
I
do
hate it.
prediction.
Any
Okay.
given Sunday is a thing, and it's a thing for a reason,
Facts.
because 100% of the time on any day of the week, this team might beat that team just because. And the Raiders are just as guilty as any other team of falling for trap games. We should have beat Chicago handily. We didn't. Um,
Mm,
and
okay.
I didn't think we would, to be honest. Our offensive line is like a sieve if you're gonna
Yes.
strain
I love
pasta.
hearing that. I love hearing that. Our strength is our defensive line. So keep telling me some more about that
Okay.
sorry offensive
We'll get
line.
to
Yes.
our defensive line in a minute too.
And let's stick to
But
your offensive line.
even so, with the worst offensive line he's ever had in front of him, Derek Carr is still the best long bomb passer in the league. So good luck with that.
Yep.
I honestly have not kept up a lot with the Eagles this year, so
Don't
I
worry.
don't know
I'll
how your
tell you all
secondary.
what you need to know.
I,
I'll tell
I
you.
I imagine you got it all in there, so I'll hear about it.
Yes, you will.
But our offensive line has been kind of a tragedy this
Mhm.
year. So we'll see how it goes, moving our rookie tackle into the guard position and putting
Mhm.
our less than stellar guard out to tackle. Um, Hopefully that shores up a little bit of
Mhm.
the inside, because I know y'all got some people like
Dogs.
yeah.
Dogs in the middle. Hargrave and
Like that
Cox.
Fletcher Cox. He's like 100 years old and still killing people.
Hey, that's okay. The grave digger, Hargrave, right next to him. Hey, he's killing people. As a matter of fact, Hargrave got 6.5 sacks, and Cox got 1 sack. But hey, we're gonna talk about that, right? You know what I mean? So I'm just saying.
Yeah,
So,
I mean,
so
you got to look at a lot more than sacks to see how good a defender is. So,
all right, yeah, true. But
mm-hmm,
if the quarterback is on his back because of sacks, that's all
mm-hmm.
I need to know. Because no matter how many weapons y'all have, you know how fast your receivers are. If the quarterback can't get rid of the ball within 3 seconds and he's on his back, Sacks matters and pressure
Sacks do
matters
matter.
and quarterback hits
I
matters.
just my argument is they don't matter as an individual stat as much as a team stat. Because if somebody is
Yeah.
flushing that pocket and
Mhm.
somebody sacks them, do you care if it's one guy who gets 5 sacks or 5 guys that get 1 sack each?
Well, the
Doesn't
problem
matter,
is
does it?
this. But the problem is this though. You have to now double team the guy that dominates you. So now you
Mm-hmm.
leave everybody else on the island, especially you just said off the bat that your offensive line
Mm-hmm.
is bad. So if y'all going to double team anybody, I mean that's more now instead of one person again a sack, maybe two of them, maybe three of them could
Right.
get sacked. So that's what I'm saying. So hey,
But is it gonna make a difference? It's not gonna make it any easier for that quarterback to stay off his back if it's one guy sacking him a million times or 6 guys
yeah,
sacking him once.
facts. I
That's
agree.
yeah, that's all I'm saying. Sacks are important, absolutely. We've been struggling for those for a minute now. And now that we've got a couple of guys who can actually flush a pocket
Mm-hmm.
and rush off both off the edge and up the middle,
Mm-hmm.
there it's been a huge difference. I think we've got more sacks this year already than we have in the last 2 years. Probably not, but we're
Okay.
we're definitely ahead of where we usually are, and that's something I like to see because our defensive history for the Raiders is
Mm-hmm.
stellar, and it's really sad to watch right now that we've had such a horrible defense for the last 10 years.
Okay. So how surprised are you that y'all are 4-2 and possibly could be 5-2 going into the bye week? So how
Um,
surprised are you right now? I mean,
I'm
did you
not
see
surprised,
your record in the first 6 games? I know you don't do predictions,
right?
but
I'm not. I'm
just
not
based on the
surprised,
past.
but I'm kind of surprised a couple of the people that we have beat. I mean, coming into the season, beating the
Mhm.
Ravens, that was pretty impressive for me. That was pretty awesome to
Y'all
watch.
got them at the
Um,
right time.
yeah, we did. And the Ravens were trying new stuff. So, and it was
Yeah,
probably not a good idea for them to try new stuff at that time. They're still trying to turn Lamar Jackson into a pocket passer or more of a
facts.
pocket presence. But that's a slow go. It's kind of you know
Mhm.
it's going to take time because that's just not him. Um, they're trying to kind of looks like they're trying to work him into like a Russell Wilson kind of guy, and he
Yeah.
just doesn't have that kind of skill set yet. Um, but for the first game of the season, it was probably not the right time to start that, especially when we picked up a couple of the best free agent pickups this offseason for defense. Yannick Ngakwe and Casey Hayward are don't get me started. Denzel Perriman, Solomon Thomas. We got a whole bunch of names, and none of them. I mean, only a couple of them are real big names, but people still kind of consider them. Oh, they're over the hill. Blah, blah, blah. They're not. And when you put them all together as a
Mhm.
collection, this has become kind of a badass defense.
Look, hey, look, the Raiders defense, because y'all been on prime time a couple times so far,
Hmm.
and I had the privilege of watching football and seeing y'all defense. The one guy that sticks out to me, Crosby.
Mad Max, gotta
You
be.
know what I mean? So he sticks out to me like he's like a JJY, a TJY, or like he's such he have a quickness off the line that if your foot game is off, that quarterback is going to be
Yeah,
on his back. He
he's
could
done. Yep.
destroy a game.
Yep.
So with that being said, your defensive line versus the Philadelphia Eagles offensive line, what besides Crosby, because we could probably, Elaine Johnson. I don't know how much you know about Lane Johnson,
Hmm.
but he probably gonna play him, a one-on-one. So if
Yeah.
he's neutralized, who are some other people on that defensive line that could, pick it up for him?
Um. Well, I mentioned Yannick Ngakwe, who is the other. They're a bookend at this point. They're
Yeah.
basically they bookend our defensive line, and it's a beautiful thing. Um, we have we have a, a lot of people don't know anything about Jonathan Hankins, but he's a really good nose tackle. He's very good, and he does a very good job pushing up the middle. Now I don't know how he's going to do against Jason Kelsey because Jason Kelsey is a pretty damn good center,
Yeah, I mean, he's very
but
smart,
he's going to give
if
him
anything.
fits. He's going to give him fits, and our linebacker core now is 100 times better than it was last year. We have,
Mhm,
like I said, Denzel Perriman's on there. Corey Littleton came over 2 seasons ago, and he's making a lot of noise right now.
mhm.
Um, Solomon Thomas, he's been not really present, but he has the ability. And KJ Wright, give KJ Wright some love, man. He's
You know what? Hey, I forgot that he was on the Raiders. Yes, KJ Wright,
Mhm.
because hey, that's one guy that the Philadelphia Eagle fans really wanted on the Philadelphia Eagles. As a
Mhm.
veteran present, as
Yeah,
a run stopper. Hey, we about to hit that gap right there. So yeah, I mean, yeah, I forgot about KJ
he does his
Wright.
thing. He does his thing. And it's really cool knowing that we have two of the original members of the Legion of Boom.
The Legion of Boom.
They know how to do it. Gus Bradley was the architect of that thing, and KJ Wright played in it, and that's a really good foundation to have. So Bradley's done a great job revamping our defense this year.
Okay, so all right, so let's talk about your quarterback. How
Okay.
much faith do you have in Carr? I know he's been there for like 8 years. Is
Hmm.
he your future, or y'all gonna be looking to upgrade at that position?
How do you upgrade that guy? Where do
Like
you
you get
upgrade?
somebody
Like
else?
who are you going to put in there that's going to be better than what we have right now?
All right, so all right, let me
That's
ask you
my
a question.
question.
So he's been there for 8 years, right?
Hmm.
And he got one playoff appearance. So you
Uh-huh.
could say that, hey, maybe some years he wasn't as good as he was supposed to be. Um, 8 years, one playoff appearance, been to playoff once, and he didn't even play in that game. So basically, he has zero playoff appearance, and he's been in for eight
Hmm.
years. So John Gruden, he's not there no more, but John Gruden, I don't think outside looking in that he was a big fan of Derek Carr. That
He was a huge fan of Derek Carr.
are you sure he was a huge fan of
I
Derek
am
Carr?
positive. There's a lot of
Okay.
rumor that goes around. I get it,
Uh-huh.
but some insider info.
Hmm.
Huge fan of Derek Carr. Two of the reasons that he wanted to coach the Raiders again were Khalil Mack and Derek Carr.
Hmm.
But Derek Carr, uh, you can argue all you want that wins are a quarterback stat, but they're really not because if you have a bottom two defense for 7 out of your 8 years in the league, you're not going to win anything. Defense wins championships. Sure, we can go with that. It's not really true anymore, but when
Oh
you
yeah,
have a
it's
quarterback
definitely
that
true.
no, it's not.
Because last year, who won the championship for the Bucks? The
Who
defense.
won it
That
the year
defense.
before? If you look in modern times, Super Bowl, the last 20 years, it's been about a 50-50 split between the top ranked defense and the top ranked offense who won the Super Bowl.
But and then the year
So,
before that, the Rams. That was the most boring Super Bowl I ever watched. Was the Rams and the Patriots with
oh
Golf and
yeah.
and Brady. It was like a
Mhm.
3-3 game. I mean, so it was like a defensive battle. So I mean, a defense last year's a Super Bowl was definitely won by the defense. That defense showed up
Mhm.
and showed out. So, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, you're right. I mean, we'll see what happened with Derek Carr. I mean, so,
Well,
so,
Carr gets his stats get better every year. He's
mhm.
never been a slouch. He has had some issues with getting happy feet. He gets a little yippy, um, and that's not an issue this year. So calm down.
Yes, it's
He
always an
hasn't.
issue. It's always
No,
an
it's
issue.
not.
All right,
He
so
hasn't
go ahead.
lost nearly as many fumbles this year, and the ones that he did lose were because we have a rookie center. Well, he's not a rookie, but he looks like it, who is not necessarily doing his job.
Okay, so I feel like that Derek Carr with
Hmm.
your with your offensive line, He's been sacked 17 times. And the only reason why I know that is because my guest previous before you, Ryan Maker, I believe, I'm sorry if I'm messing up your name, but he taught me something new. Been sacked
Mhm.
17 times. That's averaging 3 sacks a game. So with Hargrave and Fletcher Cox, I believe are the best two duos by far. Y'all gonna face up that middle. So, and I asked him this question. So I'm about to ask you this question:
Okay.
Fletcher Cox and Hargrave, who would you double team? One have 6.5 sacks, and the other one have one. So if you're not going off of all the sacks and all this stuff, who would you double team, Cox or Hargrave?
Well,
That's
I would double team both of them, and here's why.
impossible.
Jumbo packages are a big deal for the Raiders. There's a lot of times that you're going to see three tight ends out on that field, plus a fullback and a running back. Those are
Okay.
all there for chip blocking, for backup blocking, and for lead blocking. So anytime you see those guys, it's probably a good idea to throw some extra bodies out in front of them. Gus
Okay.
Bradley's not stupid. He
Mm-hmm.
knows, not Gus Bradley, I'm sorry, Rich Bisaccia. Um, he knows exactly what's going to need to happen there.
Uh-huh.
And it's been pretty common that we've been throwing extra bodies out on the field. So that's kind of something that Gruden always did for the longest time was big jumbo packages, throwing extra tight ends. He loves his tight ends and his fullbacks, and I do too. I think they're two great transitional kind of positions, and we have one of the most properly used fullbacks in the league. He does everything. He's a
Mm-hmm.
great lead blocker. You don't want to see. Here's one thing I want you to weigh in on. You don't want to
Okay.
see Alec Ingold running in front of Josh Jacobs because you will probably lose that ball and it's going to go into the end zone. Um,
We're gonna
those
lose
two.
anyway. The Philadelphia Eagles are the worst run stopping defense in the league. So it's no
Oh,
secret. We are dead last.
I thought that was the Chargers. Are they
No, no, that's
31st now?
us. Hey, we cannot stop anybody right now. We are so bad. We like 31 or 30 or 32nd, whichever one it is.
Hmm.
But we bad. But we like top four in pass defense. So a
Well,
lot of
that's going to
teams
be
like
fun to
running.
watch then.
It is.
Yeah,
It is.
it's
And,
going to be
and
very
we
fun
had
to
a
watch.
trial run. And we did have a trial run with the Kansas City Chiefs because
Hmm.
Ruggs and Tyreek Hill, those are burners. And what the
Yep.
Philadelphia Eagles did was not one time, besides the fourth quarter was like 3 minutes left, that Tyreek Hill got behind the defense the whole game
Hmm.
because by that time that game was like over with and was trying some new let's blitz, let's try to get to Mahomes, and then boom, he ran behind us. But the game was over
Trust
with
me, I
already.
was rooting for you
You know?
guys. I was rooting for you. I wanted you to win.
So you was watching the game. It was like a back and forth, back and forth, back
Hmm.
and forth game until like the
Yeah.
fourth quarter with Devontae Smith. He stepped out of bounds, came in,
Hmm.
caught the ball. He established his foot, but it was
Yeah.
illegal touching. So
Yeah.
that changed the whole momentum of the game because that touchdown would brought us within either 3 or 5.
Yeah.
And so it was a back and forth game. So we had a trial run with the Chiefs where we
Hmm.
could play the exact same defense that we did with the Chiefs, but this time tackle somebody. That's why we lost. We couldn't tackle Tyreek
Dude,
Hill.
you are preaching to the choir because the
Like that's
last couple of
why.
years, why are these guys not being required to just randomly go tackle people in the supermarket or whatever? Because they can't do it anywhere. They need to be practicing this all the time. The one thing I'm really super excited about with our secondary is that I don't see nearly as many broken tackles this year as I did in the last 2 years. Abram is a wrecking ball. But when he gets in run defense, he doesn't wrap people up. He doesn't take them down. If he's not spearing, he's not winning. It's
Yeah,
just sad.
that's the thing. And then how do you spear with your head down? And then about time, if you're not spearing, you're like, oh my God, the person is passing by
Yeah.
you or breaking tackles. So look, I like Abram. I mean, he
Hmm.
came out of I think Alabama, right? Or no, no,
Clemson. I don't know.
he
Alabama.
probably
It
came
might
out.
be Alabama. I don't know. I don't watch college
But whatever.
football.
But
I'll
you
be
know
totally
what? I
honest.
like Abrams,
Hmm.
but he can't stay healthy either because he plays so hard. He
He's
tackles so hard.
yeah,
He goes with the heads down, and he got shoulder issues. You know why people get a shoulder issue? Because you're not tackling
because
the
they
proper form,
tackle.
but
They
you're not
tackle
doing the
so
proper
hard.
form. Yeah, exactly.
Hmm.
So, all
I
right.
think that's something that they've worked on with him a lot this year too, because I do see a very big difference in his form, in his tackling
Mhm,
form and his consistency. He's doing a lot better this year than he has the last 2 seasons. Well, last season essentially was his rookie year. So
mhm.
that's been impressive. I've been happy to see that.
All right. So, hey, let's jump to your wide receivers. All right.
Let's.
Yes. Hey, for some reason, these Raiders content creators think that the Philadelphia Eagles defense, passing defense, which is top five, number four in the league, probably, are going to get exposed by Ruggs and Renfro and Edwards and Waller. But remind you now, we play the Chiefs, we play the Falcons, we played the the Bucks. We played a lot of good team with a lot of weapons, right?
Hmm.
And the tight ends. All right, we're gonna start with Waller. The tight
All
ends. We
right.
played Pitts, Kittles, and Kelsey. Would you
Hmm.
agree those are three good tight ends? Like three,
Oh
like
yeah, absolutely.
none of them got
Yep.
over 50 something yards on the Philadelphia Eagles. None of them. So do you think that Waller will be the first tight end to go over 50, 60, maybe get 100 yards on the Philadelphia Eagles?
Yes, I do.
Why?
And let me tell you why.
Why? Why?
Waller is he's special in a weird kind of way, and I'll explain that. Um,
Mhm.
Waller does so well in contested catches that when you see him get a ball passed to him right on the numbers and there's nobody near him and he drops it, it's ridiculous. But when you have a contested catch with Waller, he's
Mhm.
almost always going to come down with it and he's going to run over whoever's defending him. Linebackers can't keep up, and the secondary corners, safeties, whatever, they can't take him down. With people like Travis Kelsey, he's not nearly as fast as Waller, but so the linebackers can keep up with him. They get a linebacker on his back, you throw a safety at him, then you can take him down. And don't get me wrong, I think this hot take here. I think Travis Kelsey is probably the only very consistent weapon that the Chiefs have.
Mhm.
Because if you look at the rest of their offense, it's chaos. It's nonsense. It's kind of like watching their quarterback. Yeah, he's great. He does really cool trick plays, but right now he's getting figured out, and they're not doing so hot. When that happens, then that's when your defense you can see it, right? Waller, you're going to need to double team him with a linebacker and a safety. It's going to have
Okay.
to happen.
So let me have you rank Kelsey, Waller, Kittles. Just give me an order. Those top three
I
right
think you
there.
just said it. Kelsey, Waller, Kittle.
But we stopped Kelsey from going over 50 yards. Like he was a non-factor. So if we can stop, according
All
to
right, all
you,
right,
your
all
number
right.
one tight end in the league. So why can't we stop Waller?
Everybody has a bad day. I'll say that. But here's
And
the other
Waller's been
thing.
dropping the ball too, more
Yes,
than
he has.
previously. So
Like I said, if you throw him an easy ball to catch, it's going to be a 50-50 thing.
like the Nelson Aguilar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Um, the thing is, uh, there are a couple other tight ends on our team that are pretty damn good. Foster Moreau is a secret weapon. Nobody finds him.
I don't know who
Nobody
he
figures him out.
is. And I watched y'all
Exactly. You
play
don't.
twice so far. I know
Mhm.
Renfro, Waller, Ruggs. Yo, I barely knew Edwards until a couple days ago when I was on the,
when
hey,
he was one of the fastest in the league. Yeah, we
no,
had two guys this week that were on the fastest runs in the
no,
league.
when I had a
Yeah.
Raiders content creators tell me who Edward was, you know what I
Oh,
mean? So, no, I know
well, I can
Ruggs,
tell you.
Renfro, and Waller. Those three guys, I've
Hmm.
always see catch the ball like the go to. Nobody else matters on that team. Even Jacobs right now is a non-factor, but we're gonna get into your, the whole running back thing. But go ahead,
Hmm.
finish with your little hot take.
Here's a couple. Here's a couple of people names that you got to remember. Zay
Go ahead.
Jones.
Say Jones. Defense,
Zay
offense,
Jones. Hmm?
defense, offense. Who that?
He's a wide receiver. These are
Well,
just going to be. It's going to be
he ain't gonna be
offensive
playing.
weapons.
Yeah, he ain't gonna be
He what?
playing. No,
Oh,
he's not gonna be playing. There's no way
he's
y'all
going to
can
be
play
playing.
Edwards, Rainford, Ruggs, Waller, unless y'all play 5 wide receivers.
We can play five wide. It doesn't have to be all
Okay.
on the same down.
I mean, look, I'm just saying, just
All
based
right.
on the two games I watched,
Just
he wasn't even in the
yeah.
game.
If you watch the very first game, who was the one that caught the winning touchdown? That was Zay Jones. They put him in
Oh,
for
yeah,
like five plays that game,
against the
and that
Ravens,
was the
right?
only one he did. Yep.
Against the Ravens, made that busted play that Derek Carr just say he
Yep.
threw it and
And he
was
just,
wide open.
whoo! Yeah. It was
Yeah,
like tossing a little
yeah.
basketball into the garbage can.
I hope he get a
Um,
3-year contract for that catch.
what's that?
I hope he gets a 3-year contract for that catch right there because he ain't never
I
gonna
don't
see
know.
it again.
We'll see. He's one of our cheap vets right now. So
Okay.
however long he wants to stay, it's cool. But there's a couple of guys that you need to keep track of that just aren't going to be on your radar.
Okay.
And like you said, Renfro is he's a very very solid.
Third down machine. I got him on my
Yeah.
fantasy team. Matter of fact, I just traded
Hmm.
for him this past week. I traded Allen Robinson from the
Oh,
Bears
yeah. Hmm.
for Renfro because if Robinson with Fields back there, he ain't getting the ball out there. So I'm like, yes, please, thank you. And then he threw in, a Neil Harry from the Patriots,
Nikhil.
Nikhil Harry.
Hmm.
And then he threw in with that. So he gave me Renfro and Harry for Robinson. I'm like, oh yeah, I
Yeah,
take it.
not bad. I'd take
So
it.
that was yeah. So hey, it is what it is. But
Not a bad deal.
so I know Renfro. All right. So I
Hmm.
know Ruggs because I got him on my. I'm in 5 fantasy leagues. So I
I'm
got
only in three, so
Ruggs.
you got me beat.
Yeah. So I got Ruggs in my other 2 fantasy league because I
Hmm.
watched him play and stuff like that. But I think your X factor is have to be Edwards. And go
Yeah,
ahead.
people don't know who he is.
I
He's
don't know
he's
who he is.
he's making some noise, but it's quiet noise. I know it just it's like screaming with no sound. He is secretly one of the fastest guys in the league.
Okay.
Like I mentioned just a minute ago, a few minutes ago, he and Ruggs were two of the top five fastest catches in the league last week. I think it was. It was last
Mm-hmm.
week or the week before. I can't remember, but they were number one and number four. I think it was.
All
Um,
right.
so he's the dude you got to account for, and Alec Ingold, our fullback, they've been thrown to him from the back out of the backfield for I mean every other game. It seems like he's got a really good catch and he gets some yardage. A couple of games ago,
Mm-hmm.
I do believe that he saved that game for us. I think it was against the Dolphins, but my weeks are getting confused, so I apologize. He saved a fumble at the end zone, and then he ran it in for a touchdown the very next play. So watch for that guy. He's going to be in the passing game. He's going to be in the run game, both blocking and carrying the ball. So, and then Foster Moreau is our other tight end that you're not going to hear about on the news. You're not going to hear about on ESPN, but
Or
he's
you're
already
not
got a
gonna hear
few
about it
touchdown
on your
catches.
team. On your
Let
whole and your whole
me tell
hey,
you.
look, your
Let me
whole team ain't gonna hear about them. So hey, I'm
let me
okay.
tell you. There. Raider Nation, I don't know if you all got the same thing going on, but we are a 50-50 split of psychosis and reason. So I don't know who you talk to, but a lot of people are just not being honest with themselves,
Okay.
either in a good way or a bad way. So, um, yeah.
All right. So going into this matchup, in order for the Philadelphia Eagles to win, what would they have to do to win this
Y'all
game?
need to double team Max Crosby. Y'all need to make sure that Yannick Ngakwe doesn't get on on a step or two. And you need to make sure you cover the middle of, you have to have your middle line, offensive line has to be on point because there are going to be five gaps that you have to cover. There's going to be somebody coming from every single situation. And here's one thing to consider as well. There
Go
have been
ahead.
a lot more safety blitzes this year. And I do attribute that
Oh,
to Abram being able to actually tackle and his learning his form.
I like that.
So,
You know what?
mhm.
See, every Raiders content creator that I have, I learned something new. The last one, I learned that Derek Carr been on his back 17 times. And now I learned that y'all safety blitzing against Quez Watkins, Jalen Rager, Devontae Smith, all speedsters, and y'all safety gonna blitz. Mm, thank you. I like that. See, I'm hoping that Howie Roseman, Nick Sirianni, Jeffrey Lurie, all the Eagle fans, Eagle players are watching this right now because if Abram blitz, good luck. It's gonna be open season on
If
y'all.
Abram blitzes, that means the rest of you guys are probably on their back already. It's
Oh,
now see if you
no.
go back and watch some of these
And he's
highlights.
your safety,
It
right?
doesn't.
He's your safety.
He's a safety.
He's your last line of defense.
It
So
well,
how?
we have some really fast linebackers too, though. So
Okay.
Corey
All
Littleton and Nick Kwiatkowski are really, really good
right.
in the pass game.
I know
And
Littleton. He played for the Rams a couple years ago, right?
yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He came over, yeah, 2 years ago. Same year, Kwiatkowski came over from the
Hmm.
Bears, same season, and they had kind of a rough start. Kwiatkowski did really well in the first year. Littleton is doing a little better this year. So it's been a good trade off, a good payoff for the Raiders, I think. But now they have some help. So uh, and there's another guy that you probably don't know, who you need to probably account for, and oh god, there are two guys, and I always mix up their names. I I'm being a terrible, terrible Raiders person right now. What's his name?
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna look it up really quick. But there are at least two or three other defenders that are going to give you some fits on that offensive line. So I know you guys do now. Remind me what's going on with Zach Ertz right now.
Well, Zachary is gone. He's no
So
longer a
wait, who's in your
Philadelphia
tight end
Eagles.
position now?
A Goddard and
Oh, Goddard.
Stoll.
Yeah.
Yeah, Goddard, Stoll, and we brought back Richard Rodgers. So I feel like
Okay.
that Goddard is the new Zach Ertz, but he's
Mm-hmm.
more physical
Right.
type of tight end than Zach Ertz. Like
Yeah.
Zach Ertz was a reliable first down machine. First down, first
Mm-hmm.
down. You want a first down, just go to Zach Ertz. But if you want a more physical, like Kittle, that's why he's on IR right now. So Kittle is on
Mm-hmm.
IR right now. So if you want a Kittle type of tight end,
Mm-hmm.
Goddard is that dude. Like he gonna try to run over you, and he gonna try to get the extra yard. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
but Zach Ertz was like almost dead last in yak yards after catch. He was always
Mm-hmm.
catch and fall. But he was so reliable and so lovable, and he caught the winning
Mm-hmm.
touchdown in the Super Bowl. So hey, he
Yeah.
will
I
forever
remember.
be a legend. But he is no longer a Philadelphia Eagles, and we say goodbye to him last week. It was sad, sad week, but
Yeah.
we got to move
I
on.
understand.
You know,
It is what
Hey,
it
we
is.
don't
It's the
play.
game.
Hey, yeah, it is a game. So, but
Hmm.
now we got her, and hey, we'll see what happened. Um, but like, I want to know this: Darius Slay shut
Hmm.
down every wide receiver that he faced.
Okay, before you say this, I love
Okay,
me
go
some
ahead.
Darius Slay. I have
Okay.
loved him since minute one in Detroit. He got just ripped off being the entire time in Detroit, and I feel that about
Facts.
every player that has to go to Detroit, unfortunately. But
Yes.
I love Darius Slay. I love him. So
Yeah. He has
I won't be
faced.
saying much bad about him.
Okay. All right. So no, but I'm gonna tell you this though. I know you got Ruggs and
Hmm.
Renfro and
Hmm.
Edwards. So Darius, if Darius Slay shut down, who would you put? All right, who would you have Darius Slay say, hey Slay, get this dude, shut him down so the Philadelphia Eagles have a better chance of succeeding in this game. And hey, you shut down one side of the field and hey, they literally have to go to the other side. Who would who would you put Slay on?
You got to put him on Rugs. You have to. There's no question. You have to. Because
He's not
Slay's,
fast enough.
you don't think he's fast enough?
Hell no.
Well,
No,
then you got to have some
no.
safety help over the top because you have to neutralize Ruggs. If he gets one of those long bomb passes, Derek Carr's going to hit him every time, and you're going to be gone. It's over. It's done. Um, but if you can put him on Renfro, I doubt you can because Renfro's that slot receiver, but he does everything.
He
So no
does.
matter
He's a
what
third
you
down
do with
machine. He's
Renfro,
a third down machine, though.
he is. He is.
Him
He's a
or Waller, third
um
down.
yeah, absolutely. But Waller's the other option. You could put Slay on Waller, and that might be a good fit. That might be a good matchup for
Yeah.
him.
But
I don't know.
Slay stay on the outside. He don't come in. He don't follow nobody. Yo, look, I'm telling you right now. He don't look. Yo, look. I'm not moving. I'm gonna
Well,
sit right here. And,
it's really
and whoever you put in front
disappointing.
of me, I will stop. It is disappointing, and that's the exact same thing I said last year, because
Yeah.
I feel like you're that guy. You
Mhm.
need to follow whoever is getting, going off. If you're
Yeah.
that guy, so a lot of Philly fans get on me about it, but look, I've
If you
seen Jalen Ramsey. He
Mhm.
follows that number one wide receiver everywhere. He goes slot,
Yeah.
left, right. It doesn't matter. If you're that guy, you need to follow the person that's busting us in our heads. So why
Mhm.
sit on one side and like, yep, I'm doing my job on this side, yep, and
Yeah,
the
if
other
your
side
if
is
your
getting
nickname
cooked.
is
Big
if your
play
nickname is
Slay.
Big Play, you better make some big plays. And that's one thing I
Facts.
haven't seen from him since he moved over to Philly. He overcame every ounce
Mhm.
of issues they had in their coaching in Detroit, and he still
Mhm.
played. He still did his thing, and I just haven't seen it much. Like I don't watch every game, so
I do.
obviously I'm not a Philly fan. So I don't,
I am.
watch the Philly games from 100% of the time. But you see the big plays. I watch Red Zone when I'm not watching the Raiders,
Mhm.
um, and you don't hear his name as much. He's not getting his name called like he should.
Yeah. Yeah,
So it's
and
unfortunate.
that's my biggest gripe against big play Slate. I love the dude.
Hmm.
But I need you to, if you're gonna post your one catch, 15 yards, two catch, 10 yards,
Hmm.
but that dude had over 100 yards in that game.
Right.
But you're gonna post when you was covering him. I need you to follow that dude around because he wouldn't probably not have
Hmm.
100 yards if he was following him around. But so I need Big Play Slay to go on Renfro. I need him, but
Yeah.
Renfro played the slot, but Slay don't play the
He plays
slot.
the slot, but he also they will line him up wherever the hell they want to line him up too. So
Yeah, but
if
they're
they
gonna
need
take
him,
advantage of that slot.
if Exactly. If Slay's not going to play in that slot, they're going to leave him right there.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what they need to do. And I don't know if with Slay, if it's a scheme thing for him, he's not a good press corner. He's a great zone corner. I think that, with, I don't know. He's
He
just,
played great man though. He played with his like he don't play well with his back behind the ball.
mhm.
He's one of the guys that got like yo back
Yeah, that's
like a
the press
Richard
corner.
Sherman
He
or like a
doesn't
Richard
have
Sherman
that.
type of guy.
Exactly. He doesn't have that in him, but he does play. Plays really good man. It's just not,
Yeah.
he doesn't play that press corner position as well. So, if you have a guy like you said, Ruggs, if he's going to have to play with him, he might do okay, but he's going to have the ball behind him every time because he's going to have to keep up with Ruggs. There's no way he's going to be able to be backside of the receiver and trying to catch it at this point. So, I don't know enough about the Phillies defensive scheme to know if they're just putting him in the wrong position, because certainly I can relate to that. We have had plenty of that
Mm-hmm.
nonsense in the Raiders. But if they're going to put him on somebody, they need to make sure that they're neutralized because, like, three off the bat, off the top of your head. Most people can't name the top two receivers on any opponent's team, right? And three off the bat that are dangerous, that are on our team, that might give you guys fits, and that's important to recognize. So
But see,
I don't know.
I think that Nelson will be on Ruggs, but he will have
Mhm.
safety help over the top. He will play
Yeah.
underneath. Big play Slay will be on Edwards. So Edwards is out of the game. So just cancel Edwards out of the game. So I
And that's
think that
okay.
exactly because
I'm willing
Edwards
to do
is
that.
not the main guy. So if
Yeah.
only Renfro play the outside, I'm like Renfro will be neutralized. I need Renfro to be neutralized. But so far this year, the Philadelphia Eagles are top five, top four in pass defense. And that's
Hmm.
why I'm holding my hat on that we continue up. We play a type of defense that's bend but don't break because
Yeah.
our front four is gonna make your quarterback either rush or play happy feet or fumble
Hmm.
something. So we are really, really putting our eggs in our front four. Get to
Hmm.
that quarterback, hit his arm, do something, sack him, fumble, and we got this. Like if y'all could get within 3-4 seconds, we got this right here. So that's why we are, you know, top five and passing defense. But
Hmm.
our weakness is the run defense.
Yeah.
We can't stop a nosebleed. Right now, if my nose just start bleeding, like yo, I'm just gonna let it run. Like that's how the Philadelphia Eagles defense is. Like, I mean, if there's no need to try. Like I'm telling you right now, we are that bad in our run defense. And over time, because of type of defense that we play, the bend don't break, our defense start getting tired. Because like, okay,
Yeah.
all right, we're bending 5 plays, we're bending 8 plays, we're bending 10 plays, we're bending 12 plays. You just
And
like,
8 minutes
how long
later,
could
yeah,
you keep that? How long could you keep that throughout the whole game? So
exactly.
that's my concern. What is your biggest concern on the Raiders facing the Philadelphia Eagles? Your biggest concern, say, God, man, this cannot happen or we're done. Y'all cannot run on us. If y'all run on us, we're done. We can't stop nothing. So I just told you my fear. I'm just hoping that y'all throw, because that's our strength. If y'all start running, yeah, y'all might, yeah, we might be there for a while.
Well, my biggest fear is inconsistency and predictability. So, with
Mm-hmm.
the biggest knock on John Gruden for a long time has been just it, he's been predictable in play calling, and we can't throw on the first down and run every second and third down and expect people not to understand or see that what we're
Yeah,
doing. You
yeah.
know, they might figure us out eventually, 4 plays into
Oh,
the
you
game.
think? Yeah, you really? No
But
way.
it's, that was actually, it was a nice change to see that not necessarily the case this last week. And we were able to go out and handle our business pretty easily. Um, we saw people being used appropriately, and Derek Carr was making some calls on the line of scrimmage that he not wasn't necessarily able to make before.
Mhm.
So it really does make a big difference. And my biggest concern is just the pass rush. I mean, I if Derek Carr gets hit 17 times, that's not going to be a good thing. Whether it's sacked or knocked down or just bumped in the
Yeah.
elbow,
Right.
that means our line is not doing their job. And that is going to be probably one of the bigger things they have to really focus on. Our line is, when you strain spaghetti
Yeah.
and the
And that's why
water,
I kept on
it's just
doing this.
like where the
I kept on
holes.
doing this.
Hmm.
Yes. I kept on like, yes. Because
But
that is our strength.
let me
The
tell
defensive
you,
line is
let
our
me
strength.
say, it is going to be a lot of fun to watch one of the top ranked passing offenses
Mhm.
versus one of the top ranked passing defenses and see who comes out with the win in that battle, because it's going to be entertaining. Derek Carr's been beating up secondaries. And if you guys don't have that right matchup, if Slay doesn't do his
Mhm.
job, or um, who's your Nelson? Is that your the corner?
Yeah, Nelson is the other
If
corner, and
you know if
then
somebody
Maddox our slot.
gets somebody gets busted coverage, he's gonna make you pay for it. So it's really gonna be down to the pass rush.
Yeah, but see, I think that we're still gonna play two safeties over top. Like
Hmm.
McLeod
That
is
would be
very,
that
very
would be smart.
smart, and then Anthony
Hmm.
Harris, he led the league in interception 2 years ago. So I mean, he's a ball
Hmm.
hog. McLeod is a vet, a Super Bowl champion, so he knows. Like, he's seen it all too. So hey, with him coming back, this is his third game back after his torn ACL. So he's only getting
Hmm.
his foot under him. So I feel like, hey, this is gonna be a great matchup. Like, I
It
feel
is. I
like
think
we
it
are
is.
so evenly matched. Like Crosby on the defensive line, Hargrave on the defensive line. I see in the trenches, though, in the trenches,
Hmm.
that your offensive line is a little weaker, and Carr will be run. Like, he gonna be doing a lot of running. Even though you said that, hey, you're gonna double team Cox and Hargrave, and you're gonna double team
Hmm.
both of them. That means, that's great news for us, because if y'all running 12 personnel with two tight ends and bunch of stuff like that, that means Ruggs is not flying past us, or Renfro or Edwards. That's good for us because y'all can only put so many wide receivers on the field with 12 personnel. So that's
That's
great for
true.
us.
However, keep in
Mhm.
mind that Mr. Renfro plays like he is 6 inches taller and 100 pounds heavier than he is, and that dude is a damn good pass blocker.
Who, Renfro?
Yes,
I mean, look.
he
It's
is.
okay.
So
It's okay.
you don't know if he's going to run, if he's going to go, go downfield and grab the ball, or if Ruggs is going to go.
Mhm.
It's going to be fun matchup to watch. And um, my I got to tell you though, my other worry is probably our secondary. However, I think we are really well matched up, but our quarterback is far superior to yours.
You know
So.
what? That is true. That is true. Yes, y'all do have the most, the better quarterback. Matter of fact, yesterday, I went by position,
Mhm.
quarterback, line, like offensive line, defensive line. What y'all was like 5-2, and y'all won
Mhm.
five of those positions we went to. I got it, but the thing is this: I feel like that the Philadelphia Eagles are playing just like y'all played last week. Your
Mhm.
coach got fired. Y'all was
Yeah.
like left for dead. Y'all going against a good Denver Broncos defense. That we're
Good
supposed
Denver
to be.
Broncos
Yeah, is
defense.
that good Denver? Hey, we gonna play them too. Hey,
Yeah, I
hey, look,
know.
we think I'll play them. So, but
I think
I
y'all
gotta
be
give
all
them
right.
respect. That's what I don't know. And they started 3-0, and now they're 0-4. You know what I mean? Literally
Yeah.
0-4. But I mean, hey, but y'all went in there. Your coach got fired. And a new interim head coach.
Mm-hmm.
Man, all emotion and all that stuff. Let's play for our coach. They doubt
Yep.
us. We're underdogs. Oh, let's rise to the occasion. I feel like that takes a lot of energy.
Mm-hmm.
That a lot of energy, and y'all were underdogs. Coming into this game, y'all favorites. The Philadelphia Eagles, I told you, been
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If I had enough fingers, I would go on. Like, we've been underdogs in every game. Atlanta Falcons, we was underdogs. Atlanta
Mm-hmm.
Falcons are one of the worst teams in the league from last year, and giving up leads. We still was
Yeah.
underdogs. We've been underdogs every game we played, but some way somehow we was in every game. And I feel like because we was in those games, the lesson learned, the
Mm-hmm.
experience, against the Chiefs, against the Bucks, against Dallas. Those all playoff teams. Those all like 5-1s. But the Chiefs is a fluke. The 3-3 thing.
You think
Come
it's a
on
fluke?
now. Yeah, yeah,
Mm,
I do. Yeah, I do.
we'll
I
see.
promise. Matter of fact, we can make a friendly bet that the Chiefs
Oh, I'd
will
be
win the
happy to.
division. The Chiefs
Okay.
will win the
I'll bet
division.
you that. What do you want to bet? Bag of
Uh,
Skittles?
yeah. I'm
Okay.
back in Skittles.
Deal.
All right. Yeah, I'm telling you because they've been there, done that. You've seen the playoffs from the Chiefs a couple years ago. They were down
Mhm.
against the Titans. They were down against what was the first team that they played? Well, let's just say that the first two teams that they played that they were down big time, like double digits. They was like, hey,
Mhm.
let's stay calm, and they came back and won those games and won the Super Bowl that year. It's, it's so they've been there, done that.
Let
The
me ask you a
Raiders,
question though.
go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. You finish up, and then I have a question for you.
Okay, but the Raiders have been on top for a little bit, maybe 2 or 3 weeks, and
Mhm.
then they sunk to the bottom because they don't know how to win. They don't know how to win. Regards if you say, hey, 8 years, the defense been ranked, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
But at the same time, bad teams find ways to lose. You know what I mean?
I
So that's the same.
let me.
Bad teams find ways to lose.
They do, but let me tell you, I actually wouldn't pick the Raiders to win the West. I'd pick the Chargers.
Oh, well, I mean, what the? I mean, this is a
They're a
Raiders
better
Chiefs
team.
bet.
We. Oh, I thought you were just talking about the just the West
No,
in general.
you know what? You know what? Fine. Let's put it the West in general. Boom. You know what?
I I still don't think the
It's
Chiefs are going to
three
win.
against one. It's three against one. So you got three teams to win the West. I got one,
All
the
right,
Chiefs,
that
because
sounds like
I
a
think
deal.
that Big Red, the ex Eagles coach, by the way, but Big Red,
Mm-hmm.
his teams always find a way to win. And Patrick Mahomes, look, they, the Rays is 4-2. The Chiefs are what, 3-3? They're only one game behind. So if y'all lose this week and they beat the Titans, I think they play. I mean,
Yes, I
y'all
believe
only
so.
got the edge because y'all beat them head to head, right? Hey, did y'all
We
beat the
have
Raiders yet?
we haven't played the Chiefs yet.
See, hey, so now y'all like tied for the first.
No, they have 0 wins in the division.
So the Raiders got one, the Chargers got one, right?
Two. Chargers have
Two.
2. Mm-hmm.
But what would their record be if they lose? The Chargers lose a four and
They're
three.
five
So
and one right now,
who?
or 4.
The Chargers got two losses. The Chargers got mollywopped
Oh,
by the
so
Ravens,
okay.
and they
Yeah, they
got beat
did.
by the Cowboys. But because of the division wins, you're correct. The Chiefs might still be in third with a 4-3
They're
record.
they're in fourth.
Who?
Chiefs
The
are in,
Chiefs?
Chiefs are in fourth right now. Yes, they are fourth in the AFC West.
Okay. But what are the records in the FC West right now?
4-2. Both I
So
think the Raiders and the Chargers.
Chargers. Okay, four and
Um,
two.
but the Chargers have the advantage in division
Hmm.
wins. So
Okay.
that's why, we're behind them. But
Yeah.
the Broncos are third with 3-3. Yeah, 3-3. Well, 3-4 now, I guess, huh?
Yes. So the
They
Chiefs is
just
number
they
three
just
right
got their
now.
behind whipped.
Yeah.
Um,
Last night.
so
Yeah.
yeah, and they have 0 division wins.
So
So
yes.
yeah,
Look, the Chiefs are too close for comfort. That's what they
yeah.
call it. Too close for comfort.
I'm not
And
going to
then
agree with you
so
because now here's what I was going to ask you, and you brought
go
it up
ahead.
kind of. So,
Go ahead.
so let me tell you. So, knowing Andy Reid as you do, as a Philly fan,
Yes. Yes. Love
let me
Big Red.
ask
My
you,
God.
how did he not make any more Super Bowls while he was
Because
there?
he
What
he
happened?
okay. He didn't have the talent. But
Okay.
the 1 year he had a number one wide receiver,
Mm-hmm.
Tio, a big fit body wide receiver. The 1 year he went to a Super Bowl. Any other year, Freddie Mitchell, James Thrash, Todd Piskin, like those were the guys. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
besides uh, Brian Westbrook and Donovan McNabb and Chad Lewis, you didn't have nobody on the outside. But the
Now,
1 year that he had a legit number one,
mm-hmm.
he went to the Super Bowl. Andy Reid went to Kansas City. Kelsey, Tyreek Hill,
and
two number ones,
and
and Patrick Mahomes.
let me ask you, how long has it taken Andy Reid to get to a Super Bowl in Kansas City?
I
10
mean, but
years?
no,
8
absolutely
years?
not. I mean, but the thing is, you can't count that because his quarterback wasn't Patrick Mahomes starting.
It wasn't, but he still
He
had
even went
one of the
with
best
Alex Smith.
rosters
With
in the
Alex
league.
Smith, he still
Alex
made the
Smith was a real,
playoffs.
yeah,
Yeah,
but
he
that's because the AFC West was a dumpster fire for a long time. Now the Chiefs can bring up their recent wins all they want, but the fact of the matter is, if good coaches find a way to win, right? If
you
he's a
know what?
great coach, he
I'm
finds a
glad
way
you
to win.
brought that.
Now, now, let me finish real
Woo,
quick.
woo, the fire. I'm about to. Woo, I'm about to.
It's-
Come on, I can't. Come on, woo, come on, hurry up.
So
I'm
now
burning
he
up
went
right now.
went out and got himself a quarterback that he liked, got
Hmm.
himself a wide receiver,
Hmm.
had a built-in tight end, had a good line, which has gone.
I mean, he
Um,
yeah, he
yeah,
was cool
they,
with that.
but he's done a lot of work,
A
and
lot.
with Andy Reid, his pattern, at least in Kansas City, has been um, really good, really, 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 really good, and then takes a nosedive. And then he's
No,
got to
that's
go
not
and
true.
retool.
That's not
Yes, it
true.
is. I
That's not
watch him
true.
every single year.
All
It's
right.
not like he takes a nosedive and his record goes bad,
All right.
because he's for the last 10 years or so, it's been almost a guaranteed at least 4 wins in the division alone.
Yo, I gotta
But
see how long he's been a
here's
coach at Kansas City, real
it's
quick.
been 8 or 10 years.
Let's see. But
I
go
think it
ahead.
was
You
2000.
can talk.
Oh yeah. Anyways, but people are figuring out what's going on in Kansas City right now, and he hasn't. And I don't know, maybe as the season goes along he'll find a way to retool it, but he hasn't as of yet. He's still trying to let Mahomes do his thing, make little trick shots, make little shovel passes, whatever, that everybody thinks are so fancy. But like I mentioned earlier, the only consistent weapon they have there is Travis Kelsey, and I like Tyreek Hill's speed. I don't like him as a person. I think he's a human piece of crap, but he's not consistent. And like you said, he can be neutralized. They've got Clyde Edwards-Helaire, who's getting injured all the time, and
Mhm.
Mahomes hasn't been able to account for stuff lately. He's not. Once you figure him out and you flush him, if you blitz him 3 or 4 times, he gets really flustered and he doesn't like it. Um, because no matter how many yards he can run north to south, it's not going to help him going east to west. It doesn't matter. um, so with Andy Reid, it's almost like he he does a really good job of putting together a playbook, and then somebody figures him out and the rest of the league starts following suit, and then it takes him a little while to catch up and get another good
All right.
playbook.
Okay. So Andy Reid been with the Chiefs in 2013.
13. Okay, 8 years. Yeah.
So 2013, 8 years. He won his Super Bowl 2 years ago. So 6 years in, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because he lost last year. This is eighth year, so 6 years in. He was with the Philadelphia Eagles for 14 years, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah, I knew it was a long
he's
time. I couldn't
he's the
remember
only
now.
coach in NFL history. We got the Landrys, the Schulers, and all Lombard. All he's the only coach, only one in NFL history with 100 plus wins with two different franchises. Only coach, only coach, NFL history,
All right.
200 plus wins. So that
Let me
means he
break
won a
this down
hundred.
for you a little
Wait,
bit.
wait, 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 wait,
Uh,
wait. He won
okay, go ahead.
140. He won 140, 130 regular season, 10 postseason with the Philadelphia Eagles. So
Mm-hmm.
140 total. So that means that he just hit it is with his 101 is 100 win game against us. He beat the Philadelphia Eagles a couple weeks
Oh,
ago to make history. Yo, I was
no, I'm
like kind of
sorry.
mixed. I'm like, God, come on, Eagles. Congrats, Big Red. I love you, Big Red. God damn, you suck, Eagles. Hey, come on. Hey, Big Red. I love you, Big Red.
Yeah.
So it's just like, so this dude got 240 something wins with two different organizations.
Mm-hmm.
And and it took him 8 years, 6 years to win a Super Bowl, and 14 years he never won a Super Bowl because the talent difference. If you
Mm-hmm.
just have a little bit of help, Donovan McNabb, he's still not in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, but Donovan McNabb was considered, he was
He was
booed
great.
when he got drafted. He was
Mm-hmm.
booed when he got drafted by Philadelphia Eagles. Everybody's booed in Philly. But, he still was booed by Philadelphia Eagles when he got drafted. But still, he never had a Tyreek Hill, a Travis Kelsey, a Patrick
Did he
Mahomes. The
did he
minute he
not get
went,
the did he not
wait,
get the leeway to do that as the head
uh,
coach?
but the
Was he not able to do that on his own? Because I mean,
Well, I
and
don't
I
know how
don't
much
know.
power he had. I mean, even I don't know. I know
Yeah.
that he had enough power to had a little say, but how much? Because right now we've seen the Philadelphia Eagles won one Super Bowl, right?
Mm-hmm.
The coach is not even there anymore. We
Yeah.
won it in
I know.
2018. In
Yeah.
2018, February 4th of February, that's 3 years ago. The only
Dude,
coach to win a Super
I can
Bowl
relate.
is not even there anymore. So how much power did Andy Reid really have? I don't know.
That's the question. But
That's the
with
question.
in Kansas City, he's
He,
had he's had full reign, and
that's
it still took him 6 years to get past round one of the playoffs.
that's nothing. What you mean 6 years to
That's
get past? What? No, wait. Because he had to actually because it takes a coach a couple years. Like when you get hired, and that's
mm-hmm,
not your team. And the following season, you still got players under contract,
mm-hmm,
and you can
yeah,
draft a couple people. That's still not your team. So really, man, I would say like 3 years because that's when he got rid of Alex Smith. At that time, people was like,
mm-hmm.
"What? How could you get rid of Alex Smith? He's the most manageable. Like he managed the game. He's not
Yeah.
going to win, but he
I
managed
don't
the
know anybody who
game.
asked that. How do you get rid of Alex Smith? 'Cause-
I mean, that especially for a rookie that haven't played a snap in the NFL.
yeah,
All they saw was practice, 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 practice. But he had enough confidence to say, you know what, Alex, you're gone. And
well,
then,
it's because Alex Smith was a
and that was
serviceable
like,
quarterback. He wasn't a Super Bowl winning quarterback.
yeah, but still, that was, I think, 2 years into his system. He drafted Mahomes, and then Mahomes just set for a
Mm, I
year.
think it was 4.
Well, 4 years into his system, well, shoot, that's even better because he won the Super Bowl in his 6th year. So you know what? And you might be right because Patrick Mahomes, his first year,
He
he got
sat.
past the first round and he lost the second round against a Tom Brady.
Mm-hmm.
And then the third year, or his third year, he went to a Super Bowl and won it.
Yep.
So I mean, and that's even more impressive. So he needs he needed to get his guys in there, and once he got his guys in there, yo, I'm telling you right now, he's been to back Super Bowls. That never happened in Philly. He was there for 14 years. He didn't have the
Mm-hmm.
talent. I promise you. I promise you right now. We've been to bed already. You know, a little Skittles. Um, I'm
If you
telling
don't
you
like
that right
Skittles, we
now.
could do something else. That's just my standard bet because I'm
I
a
like
big
M and
Big Bird
M's. I
fan.
like M and
All right.
M's. You
If
know,
if you win, I'll
peanut.
send you M&Ms, peanut M&Ms. Okay, and
Yeah.
if I win, I want some Skittles.
All right, got it.
All right.
So I'm telling you right now, the Chiefs is my Super Bowl pick against the Bills. Though that's the issue. Like the
Yep.
Chiefs and the Bills will meet in the AFC Championship to go to the Super Bowl. But I do have Josh Allen winning the MVP this year.
Yeah, we'll see. I
So
think
I
it's too
mean,
soon. But Josh
it's
Allen,
never.
don't get me wrong, I love
But that's
Josh
my
Allen.
preseason pick, though. You know what I mean? And your
Yeah.
preseason pick is before you see anything, just based on last year, how they finished last year,
Mm-hmm.
and just your gut feeling like he got more weapons, and the free agents that have been added. So I have
Mm-hmm.
picked Josh Allen and my preseason pick to win the MVP this year. But Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid, at the end of the day, I promise you, by week 10, 11, they will be the number one seed in your division.
If it
Y'all
takes
might
that long, they're not. The
wait,
Chargers
what?
are not screwing around this year. I'm
They
not going
just
to
got
tout my team
mollywopped
over the Chiefs right now.
by the
Who?
Ravens. They just got
Uh-huh.
mollywopped by the
So did the
Ravens.
Chiefs.
Oh, the Chiefs didn't get no mollywop. Man, no, it was a bad little fumble that caused them to lose the game. You just,
Well, they weren't playing good that game though. Did you? I don't know if you watched the game. I watched the whole game, and up, but for a few lucky plays, they would have got their butts whooped on that. It was ridiculous.
look,
I don't know.
hey,
But the Ravens are one of those teams. They're a great team, but they have their weeks sometimes where they're like, "Oh, I dropped the ball. Where did it go? I don't
I
know
do not
what's going on."
think the Ravens will ever win a Super Bowl. I know I'm about to get some hate on this. I do not think the Ravens will win a Super Bowl with Lamar Jackson as their quarterback.
I don't think John Harbaugh has it anymore.
It's
I
not
don't think
even
he's a
about
Super
John
Bowl winning quarterback
Harbaugh.
or coach. I don't think he's a Super Bowl winning coach anymore.
It's not about well, Harbaugh. It's about Lamar Jackson. When was the last time a running quarterback won a Super Bowl?
Well, I agree with you. I agree. And
Never. It minus
that's why they're really
a
doing
Doug
their best to
Williams,
plug in that passing
maybe,
part of it because
but that's
it's
not
just
his game.
John Elway was probably the last mobile quarterback that won a Super Bowl.
He wasn't a no.
He
I'm
was a
talking
very
about
mobile
I'm
quarterback.
talking about
Okay. Okay. He wasn't a run
who
first quarterback. There's a difference,
is
but
that's what I'm talking
I
about.
mean,
So
yeah.
never besides Doug Williams with the Washington Redskins at the time, which was probably
Mhm.
was the long time ago, way before my time, really. I mean, I probably was like 5 years old, maybe. But I mean, but still, like I feel like teams, the further you go, the better talent you face, and they know how to stop you.
Mhm.
So the
Well, running
Raiders,
quarterbacks are never ever long-term solutions at all. Running
mhm,
quarterbacks don't last in the NFL. They're not going to last in the NFL from now until the end of eternity. They get hurt. They have season-ending and career-ending injuries all too often. So I can completely sign on to that because I don't think And I'm still sticking with John Harbaugh doesn't have it either because he doesn't, he drafted a running quarterback and he went pretty far with Joe Flacco, which is pretty impressive because Joe Flacco's not that great. But
Well, he won a Super Bowl with Joe Flacco.
mhm, yeah.
I
I mean,
mean, but
that's and Joe
still.
Flacco's not that great, like I said.
No, but he
But
had
he's
a Lucky
trying.
Charm run. I mean, he had like
He
an
did,
Eli Manning
and he
type
had
of
a
run.
great defense. So,
Eli Manning had a great defense, and you just gotta
yep,
make one or two lucky throws,
yep,
to get them. But
bouncing off
besides
a
that,
helmet.
a great. You know what? Trent Dilford was the
Mhm.
sorriest quarterback that I ever seen win a Super Bowl. It wasn't Dilford. With the Ravens, back in I want to say 2002. With the Ravens, they won the
Mhm.
Super Bowl, and he was one of the worst quarterback that ever won a Super Bowl. Like Trent
Yeah,
Dilford.
I think that's probably fair.
So as long as you got a good defense and a okay quarterback, that you could go far. But this time, right now, you could have a great defense, but everybody else defense are like the further you go are about equal or even
Mhm.
better, and their quarterback is not a running quarterback. They are passing, and
Mhm.
they could pick up the first down with their legs. So they're kind of like a mini dual threat, but then like a Lamar Jackson dual threat. You know what I mean? So
Right.
that's the difference. That's why I say, regardless how good the Ravens are in the regular season, when it comes down, the farther they move on in the playoffs, that they're gonna lose. They need to have Lamar Jackson literally be, hey, 60%, 70% throw, in that thirty
Well,
35% run.
that's what they're trying to do. That's their game
Yeah.
plan this year. They're trying to make him a pocket passer or at least a well-rounded quarterback.
And it's
I
gonna take more
don't
than a
think he's
year.
got it. It's going to take a lot more than a year. I agree. If they can do it, sure, great. But Russell Wilson, I think, was the last running quarterback that won a Super Bowl because in
Yeah.
his first couple years, he
True,
was a runner.
true.
He was
Yeah,
a
you know
scrambler.
why? You know why? His offensive line sucked. He had to run for
Yeah,
his life.
he did. He does
He
every
literally had
year,
to run
though.
for. Oh, I gotta
But the
go.
man
I
still
gotta
does
go.
it.
But you know what I mean. So yeah, he didn't want to do it by choice. He had to
No,
do it to
certainly
survive
not.
and to go home and see his fiance without getting brain damage. You know what I mean? He had to run for his life. But Lamar
Yeah.
Jackson, that's embedded in the game, like in the game plan. You are running, boop,
Yeah.
run, boop. Like that is their game plan, and that's not a recipe for success.
Yeah.
So, a couple more questions for you before I let you go.
Okay.
How far do you see the Raiders going this year? And after you finish answering that, who's winning this upcoming Sunday and why?
Well, I think the Raiders have a really good shot at a wild card. The AFC has a lot of really talented teams right now, so it's going to be tough. But some of the divisions are not as strong as the others, obviously. So you might get a division winner, but the AFC West has a really good chance of having two wild card spots.
The AFC West is the Raiders, the Chiefs, the
Raiders, Chargers,
Chargers.
Chiefs,
Uh,
Broncos.
and
We have a
remember,
really
they
good
added
shot.
a third
I know.
a wild card.
Yeah, so I mean, we have a really good chance at getting that.
Yeah.
Um, this week, I think we're going to take you guys. And I'm not super confident about it. I give it about a probably 55 to 60%. I don't like going into a game all confident and cocky and then getting our butts whooped because it happens all too often.
Okay.
See the Bears game from 2 weeks ago. It was embarrassing, and I knew it was going to happen. I watched it going in. There was just it was going to be ugly. I knew it was going to be ugly. The Bears were coming out saying, we got something to prove," and they proved it. So it is
All
what it
right.
is. But I think we got a good shot.
All right. So let me ask you this one last question. So are y'all better than the Chiefs? Now, look, I'm not talking about right now, but like overall, are y'all better than the Chiefs? It's a
Our
yes or
defense
no
is better.
question. Oh no, no. Here
Our
we
defense
go.
is better. Our
Don't pick and
offense,
choose. Don't pick and
I think,
choose.
our
Are y'all
offense, I
better than
think,
the
is kind of a
Chiefs?
wash.
So
Yes.
are y'all
Yes.
okay? All right,
Don't look at me
all
in
right,
that tone of
all
voice.
right. So are y'all better than the Bucks?
No.
Okay. So
There's
are y'all better
no. I
than
think
Dallas?
I think we're a top 7 or 8 team.
Are y'all better than Dallas?
Um, it's hard to judge against Dallas because Dallas is a weird team.
Yeah,
They're an
yeah. But
outlier
you seen
kind of
them
team.
play. But you seen them play
Um,
on Monday night or whenever because they are in spotlight all damn time.
mhm.
So you
Always,
can't
yeah.
miss it.
I think we're better than Dallas. Yeah, I do. I
Really?
think our
Wait, are you
quarterback's
being a
better than.
fan? Well, are you being a
No,
fan or just
I,
outside
I'm
looking in,
never
looking
a fan when I'm talking about football.
in? Okay,
I have to analyze it now.
okay.
Dallas has they got some injury issues, and now they're not playing people in position. And how does Zeke Elliott only have like 5 yards in a game one time? That's ridiculous. If you're not willing to put people on the field in their positions and
Um,
bowl through a line, it's there's you're doing something wrong. Mike McCarthy's not a great coach. He never has been. He never will be. Um, they've got obviously okay. So I have a lot of experience with Amari Cooper. I'm not scared of him
okay.
in any game ever
Yep.
because
All
he
right.
might have 120 yards in one game, but the next three
Mhm.
games he's going to have a combined 33.
Oh
That's
yeah,
just how he
facts. I mean,
rolls
yeah.
every single year. You probably know just as well as I do.
Mhm.
He's not
Yeah,
scary.
he
CD
like he
Lamb,
only play
CD
at
Lamb's good.
home. In a way, he's gone.
Yeah, he's not. He doesn't even show up.
Yeah.
Um, but CD Lamb's
Okay.
very good. Um, our run defense is pretty decent. So if we had to put our run defense up against their running game, it would be a good matchup. It would be a really good
Yep.
matchup because Tony Pollard is a really good running back. But they haven't. I don't know why. We just don't see Zeke Elliott on the field as much or in the same capacity as we have
Well,
in
maybe you have
recent
not been
years.
watching them play because they got two running backs in the top 8 in rushing in the league. Pollard and Zeke. And Zeke is like, I think number 3 in rushing, number 4 in rushing in the league. And Pollard
I
is
mean,
like number 6 or 7 in the league in
where's he
rushing.
at with touchdowns?
I mean, it doesn't matter about touchdown. It's about the rushing. Like, I mean, they
I
are the
understand.
top like they are like the number I believe the number 2 or number 1 rushing team in the league with the two-headed monsters.
I get that, but it's not consistent every game, is what I'm saying. So there have
Okay.
been games where Zeke
Okay.
Elliott just hasn't been put on the field,
Yeah, I
and when he's
mean,
on the field, he wrecks a game. He runs that thing like nobody's business.
yeah.
I'd be scared to death of having those two on the field against us. I
Mhm.
think it would be a really good matchup, like I said. But it's really weird how inconsistent Mike McCarthy is in his coaching
Oh,
decisions.
yeah,
It,
Mike is just a body. I could
yeah,
be the head coach in Dallas Cowboys. I just look more sexier than Mike McCarthy without a big gut. I mean, that's it. Because all you do, every coach besides Bill Parcells, Jimmy Johnson, and Barry Switzer, besides those guys, every other coach been yes, sir. Jerry, we
yeah.
got you, Jerry. Yep. So I could be the head coach with the Philadelphia
Mhm.
Eagles shirt on the sideline. Talking about, let's go, Dallas. Let's go. Because that's how pathetic that their head coach has been. Like, honest
Yeah.
truth. So Mike McCarthy is just a name. He won a Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers. He's just a
Oh,
face,
how do you
a
not win a
name.
Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers? That's
That's what I'm
ridiculous.
saying.
If
So
you,
the
yeah,
reason why I asked you those questions is because I was hoping that you say no, we're not better than Dallas. No, we're not better than Kansas City, because those are the teams where we were neck and neck with, you
hmm
know, firepower. I mean, look, above what the Chiefs is like mediocre right now, but we know
Mm-hmm.
what the Chiefs are. But with the
Right.
Bucks, and we have faced a tough task this first 6 weeks, and we came
Yeah.
out 2-4. You know what I mean? So I know y'all beat the Ravens, y'all beat the Chargers, right?
No, we lost to the Chargers.
You lost to the Chargers, but y'all beat the
Beat the
Ravens and,
Steelers.
and and Steelers. But the Steelers is like a
Yeah.
old team just
I
barely hanging
I
in
I am
there.
personally I'm going to take credit for on behalf of the Raiders for the Steelers' downfall. I'm gonna go ahead and take that credit.
All right, hey, take it. So, yeah, I mean, so hey, look, hey,
But
the reason why I
the,
mentioned those teams is because I feel like those first games were the hardest games that the Philadelphia Eagles was going to face. And
mhm,
I expect us to come out 3-3 or 4-2, but we came out 2-4. So
mhm,
the Philadelphia Eagles, when their backs are against the wall, are pushed back into the corner, they come out bobbing and weaving, swinging, and making something happen. And I feel like that this is a must-win game. This is one of those games where I'll be shocked if dog masses don't come out, because right now, if we lose this game, November 2nd come, we are sellers at the trade deadline. Like we not even
mhm.
buying nothing because there's no merchandise to buy that's gonna fix this team. You know what I
Right.
mean? So we about to be selling, selling, selling. So we need to win this game. And
Mhm,
with that being said, and then y'all more victory, y'all emotional win. With those two teams combined, and then your bye week next week,
mhm.
man, you might be looking a little like, oh my God, yo, I got my ticket booked to Bahamas already for like a week. You know what I mean? Hey, our bye week is basically, hey, yo, I got Jamaica booked, your Bahamas, Bermuda. Hey, they might be saying, hey, coach, come on, coach. Hey, we got you one win. Come on. Hey, let's relax a little bit. And the Eagles are gonna come in there underdog for 7 straight games and trying to, just try to do something because we are fighting for our lives. And our bye week is week 14,
Yeah,
like
that's
7 more
crazy.
weeks away. So we ain't got no choice but to win this game. So that's
Yeah.
how I feel. It's gonna be a good defensive game, and I feel like whoever could win the battle of the trenches, offensive line versus defensive line, your defensive line versus offensive line, what quarterback could make that one extra play will win this game. I got us winning 27-24. What is your score prediction?
I think the score is going to be higher than that. Um,
Ooh.
I think it's probably going to be a 30-point game on our side, just because I think Derek Carr is
Wait,
going to have that arm.
y'all gonna blow us out?
No, I think it'll be close.
What's
No,
close?
I don't mean there's a 30-point difference. It'll be a one score
No.
game. Probably
Okay, so say
30
about
27,
30,
30
20.
24, somewhere in there. Um,
Okay,
but I
okay.
still think that battle of the trenches, we have just enough in our offensive line tank to be able to give him 3 seconds to find that receiver down the field and make that big play.
Man. Let me see. Height. One, two. Let me see. Height. One, two. Yeah, I don't.
And
Let me see. Height.
just remember,
One,
we
two. One Mississippi.
only need 4 or 5 of those to win that game.
That's the thing. Let me see.
Those big
Blue
plays.
41. Blue 41. Height. One, two.
No,
See, I don't.
hey now. Derek Carr
I don't.
always he always snaps the ball with a name like Britney Spears or Jennifer Lopez or something like
That's
that.
okay.
So,
That's okay because our guys are trained to look at the ball. We're not hearing Madonna, Whitney Houston, Britney Spears. We're looking at the ball. When that ball go, we go. So Britney Spears, don't move. Madonna, don't move. Huh? Go. Boom. So I'm just saying, I feel like that this game, I'm telling you right now, that Derek Carr will be sacked at least 3, 4 times. and he gonna throw one pick because he gonna rush the ball, and that's gonna be the difference in the game. So 27-24 Eagles. You said 30, 23,
Let's
30,
go 30
27.
27. I'm going to go 30 27.
So it's still a 3 point game. So
It's
a
a three
field goal
point game.
game. All
I think
right.
it's
You
going to
know
be a
what?
close game. I do. I think
Facts.
it's going to be a very close
Facts.
game. We don't come out very well. It's not how you start, it's how you finish.
That's
And
how you
Derek Carr
finish.
is the number one best quarterback in the league at finishing a game.
Oh, okay. All right. Hey, look, kudos. Hey, I appreciate you. Look, I appreciate you for coming on. So one last time before we get out of here. So who are you? What you working on, and where could they find you?
So Lady is a Darkness podcast, Angry at Trask. I'm also on a little show called The Captain and His Wenches with Captain Jack Rackham. I don't know if anybody's familiar with him. He's the one dressed in the pirate at the Raiders game. I know that's a really small amount of people. Um, but you can find us every other Tuesday on YouTube, Facebook. I don't remember if he does it on Twitter, but I can share it on Twitter. So, but yeah, you just look us up on Twitter or Facebook. Easy to find.
Okay. Hey, and if you tune in on this, I'm hoping that you already subscribed to my channel. If you're not, JC Eagles on Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. And I will be doing play-by-play this upcoming Sunday, Eagles versus Raiders. So your Raiders fans out there could come and troll me. Win or lose, I will be there to the final, like 0-0-0 on the clock. Win or lose, blowout or not. I had to sit through the Cowboys game. Trust me, I had a Cowboys game coming. You had a Cowboys fan coming in there. You losing, you suck. Thanks, buddy. Thanks for supporting my channel. Thanks for coming on my channel, buddy. You know, so that's all I
That's
had to
right.
say. I mean, I couldn't say nothing else, but hey, I had to take it. So that's the type of person I am. I'm not going to run and hide. So I appreciate everybody. I do this for the fans because this is fun to me. So once again, if you're not subscribed to my channel, please like that. Please like this show, comment, and subscribe to push this out to the haters, the Raiders fans, the Eagles fans, and we can become special. So as always, this is your boy JC from JC Eagles Talking Games. What? Go Birds and beat the